Recycling programs often still do not accept plastic lids, tops, and caps, even though they take the containers that accompany them, leaving bottle caps to be littered or tossed into the garbage, but do not be reused like other plastics. The reason is that lids typically are not made from the same kind of plastic as their containers, and therefore they feel should not be mixed with them. The reason is that the material is different needed for bottle caps because they have a different function than the bottle themselves. Bottle caps damage our environment greatly, mainly because bottle caps do not biodegrade easily, meaning they linger in our oceans for long periods of time. Plastics can take any time between 100 to 1,000 years to decompose. Plastic has become the world's most used material. The impact of these items on marine habitats is staggering, primarily due to the fact that these plastics do not biodegrade. Birds are one of the many mammals that are greatly impacted by the littering of bottle caps, ocean birds specifically, because they eat bottle caps thinking they are food, and then starve when their stomachs are so full of plastic that they cannot digest. They have no room for the food that birds need to survive. These brightly colored bottle caps float very easily, and birds think they are squid or fish eggs. Birds are not the only animals that researchers have discovered bottle caps in. Animals such as sea turtles, seals, dolphins, and many other animals have also mistaken bottle caps for food. How do these bottle caps end up in the ocean, you ask? Litter often finds its way into sewers, storm drains, and waterways, and then it makes its way to the ocean. Bottle caps being so small, people often think it's okay to litter them, but these bottle caps add up, growing to numbers in the millions. Often, vacators who travel waterways and visit beaches also discard litter that ends up in the ocean. And there are even cases where garbage is dumped directly into the ocean by industries, which is illegal. Once garbage reaches open water, ocean currents move it over the ocean. The garbage can travel for a few meters or thousands of kilometers before washing up on shore. Now, after hearing the devastating effect bottle caps have on our environment, you may ask, why even make them? There are many reasons stopping the production of bottle caps simply wouldn't work. One being there are hundreds of companies who sell bottled water, and without the bottle cap, there is no bottle. All these companies would in turn go out of business, which would damage the economy greatly. Also, there is the argument that the environment is more important, but we as humans have created so many things and products that hurt our environment that it is simply not possible to subtract all of those things from our lives. People have been using copper for at least 11,000 years. Relatively easy to mine and refine, people discovered methods for extracting copper from its ores at least 7,000 years ago. Since copper resists corrosion from the air, moisture, and seawater, today it is used to make coins, jewelry, pipes, wire, gunmetals, motors, and other electrical equipment due to its great ability to conduct both heat and electricity. Scrap metal companies or industry processors recycle copper and other metals. Metals end up at the recyclers' yards, and they separate and process the various things that are brought to them. Their end products will be sold to different companies that smelt them into metals for forming and eventual reuse. Unfortunately, the cycle is not always completed. Copper has been seen to leak into our water. Because copper is often used for plumbing items, copper has been known to leak into our drinking water and/or into our oceans. The copper gets into the water because of the corrosion of household plumbing systems and erosion of natural deposition. Copper enters the water through contact with the plumbing. Copper will leak into our water through corrosion, a dissolving or wearing away of metal caused by a chemical reaction between water and your plumbing. The effects of copper intake are, with short-term exposure, gastrial distress and loss of bowel control, and with long-term exposure, may experience liver or kidney damage, or damage to other vital organs. These side effects can be doubled on certain animals, proving that copper has a great effect on our environment. Though the effect of copper in our environment and our society is evident, it is minimal and hard to avoid. The amount of copper that does leak into our environment is insignificant and does not affect a vast amount of marine animal or plant life. I feel the production of copper is far too important to our society compared to the damage that is done.